Okay, I'm going to try a different angle on this one and see how this works. I'm still going to experiment with this tripod. So this is going to be a long video. Oh, way so close here. Holy crap. I got the angle for playing, so I don't want to change it. So I'll stay close. So Friday night, because I was going to do these plans, or these some lessons on a weekend. So Friday night, I was thinking to myself, okay, I got nothing planned. I had my one-on-one I want to do. There was a request video to do, but I've got nothing planned. I didn't even have an idea. So I went on the internet. I just typed in 10 best songs of all time. I came up with some list of Rolling Stones, Guitar World, MTV, Variety, Billboard. There's a whole bunch of top 10 lists of the best 10 songs. And a couple of them kept coming up over and over again in all these lists. One was Like a Virgin. Not doing that one. Maybe in the future, but not this video. Another one that kept coming up was Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. And I thought, that's going to be hard. It was. It really was. It took me a while. So we're going to start this right away. So if anyone does play it in another instrument or plays a song, so you don't just cut it off right away, there is a C in the song, but I've got a way around it, so you don't actually need to use that fake fret I've got. We don't use it at all. You can if you got it, but honestly, the way I've switched it to sounds better. So there is no C, even though there's a C in the song. Okay. Let's see if I can get that. I'm gonna try shooting down. I'm thinking that you can see my fingers better if I do it this way. So this song's still fresh, so like I always say, I will screw up. Anyway. So the intro. There's a lot there. When I first started doing it, I was all up here. Every note was, and then it's usually how I do it. If I'm trying to transpose from guitar, I'll start basically finding the notes from the root note, which I knew the root note was an open D, and I'll work my way up one string, and then I'll slowly transpose it back to 2 strings, and then I'll transpose it back to 3 strings, trying to get as many opens in there as I can. Sounds more complicated than it is. But anyways, there's 2 cheats we do in this intro. One, when they do it on guitar, when you hear the song, every note is muted after it's hit. Which, the way it's done on guitar is actually easy to do. The way it's done in here, not so much. And being the Merlin, actually sounds good ringing out, so I don't mind. I actually like it. And the second cheat is we're going to skip in one note. Alright, so the basic first part, that note right there, that note should be here. But I don't like it. I think it sounds just fine as leaving that out. Just hitting open. So you can make the decision. If you want that note is always there everywhere where you go when you're doing the A and when you're doing the G, it's always there. But I leave it out. So we'll just do it the way, let's call it the easy way. So it starts open, all open, and you rake up. So open, low, high, middle. And then open, low again. my strumming hand. So that's the basic pattern that follows throughout the whole intro. And then after you do that, it's third open, first open. Or no, sorry. Third open, second open on your high string. Now you gotta get a little speed behind it as well. And that pattern, that picking pattern, stays the same the whole intro. It does not change. The only thing that changes is the bass note. Now you could do it with your fingers, but I like doing it with my thumb. My thumb, my thumb, my thumb. How many videos do I do that? So it starts. I think you do it 4 times. Now you do it 2 times. So you do that twice, and then you go on the first fret on the low string. Everything stays the same except that. And then from there, you go up to the 3rd fret. Everything else stays the same. And then you go back open. That open counts as that round, okay? Because when you come back to it, you actually have to do that open 4 times. So the 2 times counts for the first round, 2 times counts for the next round, if that makes sense. Oh yeah. So let's do it all together, nice and slow. And then you start all over again, including the open. That's what I mean, you do it 4 times. So that last part, you, instead of doing it twice, when you go back to the open, you just keep following up and down. So open after every string. So I'll call it the strings. So it's 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, strum. Intro, that's the intro. Now you can do it how many times do you like. I usually do it quite a bit just because it's a cool part. I kind of like doing it, so I'll just keep doing it. Well, until the singer gives you a dirty look. Let's go. So that's intro. I wonder if I should split this video up or do all as one long. We'll do one long. So after you've done the intro, you've got 3 chords for your verse. You got your D, you've got your C, which you usually will play with a half fret, and you've got your G, which I'm using a bar. So I said we get around that C. We do it by doing 3rd, we'll start from the low like we're supposed to. 3rd string on the low, 4 on your middle, and 3rd third on your high. I'm already losing my words. Crap. I've got ways to go yet. So just the basic strumming for now will be, let's just end it with that last part. So that's the best way I find doing it, with your thumb on the third, your middle on the high, and then that finger on your fourth. And that comes in later because you need this finger open for picking. So, and it's actually nice because you can go from that C to the G easy as well. So I don't mind doing it that way. And if you're not used to using your thumb, play around with it, find what works for you. And there's many different ways of playing this stuff, but just whatever works. So. So that's your basic, you do that twice. Just remember when you go back to the D, after you do the G, that D still belongs in the first part. So when you get to the second part, you have to do the D over again. A lot of times when I'm playing with friends or people that are mostly just beginning, that they'll forget that that D chord belongs to the first part and not the second part. And they'll try to use that into the second part. But if someone's singing, it screws you all up. So for that, you got to do D, C, G, D. Okay, that's your first. Okay, it's not a chord. I just said like okay. So that's your first part, right? 4 chords: D, C, G, D. When you start the second part, you start in D again. So you do the D over. D, C, G, D. Okay, that's all I'm trying to get through. Okay. Now, if you want to end it there for the verse, that works no problem. But I've been playing around with it for a few days now, and it's probably not perfect, but it sounds good, so I've been doing it. So this is how I've been doing the verse. And like I said, it might not be right, but it sounds good. And all I'm doing is these 3 notes. No, just these 3 notes. 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. So the D, I'll slide all the way up to the 4th. Then for the C, kind of doing the exact same thing, but you can change it up. You don't have to do the same thing every time. Really, what you're trying to do is mimic the words. And then you go to the C. After you do that, I kind of let go of the middle So I can hit here. Let's do that again. I screwed that up. Watch for that, we'll come back to it. Just do a little to go back to the D. But you can actually let go of the whole G chord and just do that just to come back to the D. Actually, let's try that. That might work better. Hit that one open. So that brings us to the chorus. No picking in this one, I just do the straight strum. So it's A to that C shape. So that's the third, fourth, third. Open, D. So it's from there, if you listen to the song, I'm not going to spend any more time on that chorus, I don't think, eh? Well, you got your A, your C shape. Well, actually, again, well, let's go back to that for a second. Using my thumb, keeping my thumb there, doing that A, I slide it up, those two don't move. All I got to do is put that on. Just a tip, if that helps you or not. Okay, now after you do that chorus, there's a solo. Now, if you hear it on guitar, it's so on, so on, so on. And I started thinking to myself, well, how can I do that on the Merlin that it'll work? So that everything we just did for the verse, we're going to repeat that all, but using the solo instead. So you're going to be doing open D, you're going to be doing the C shape again, you're going to be doing the G shape again. So let's start from the chorus. Kind of works. One part kind of is iffy, but once you put it all together, iffy sounds okay too. What was that? Like the 4th thumbs up in this video? There's 5. Alright, so now let's. Now when you do that, you gotta leave. When you go to the second note, leave a pause. always strum that twice, where so just to get your timing right. So that's the first part. Second part. As soon as you hit that second note, your thumb comes down. So the first time, then you use your pinky on that there. So the reason you use your pinky is because you want to leave that finger there in the chord. So let's just, so it's open. You could do it the other way, but you kind of want to hold that chord. So to go to the G, you just hit that once. So it's. Now I'm doing that with my thumb still on a G. You can almost, if you can reach your thumb, over two strings, but it doesn't really matter. You just hit that one string. So let's do that whole thing slow. Oh, you do that twice. And from there, you go back into the verse. So that part in the verse and part in the solo at the end is just the same thing. So that's the main song. You've got your intro. You've got your verse, you've got your chorus, you've got your solo. Now there's one more part to the song because, of course there is. It's the, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? This one's actually pretty simple. 3 chords and straight strumming. So it starts in E. To the G, to the A, to the C shape, to the D. C shape to the D. So it's E, G, A, C shape, open, and it just repeats over and over and over again, and then ends on an E. So if you noticed that C shape this time, I'm doing it different. I'm not using my thumb. Now the reason for that is because you're starting in the E. So the way I play my E, and actually if you watch Ant's videos, he goes through this all the time, and listen to him because he knows what he's talking about. I do the same thing. I keep my finger down, one finger on the bottom, and then I use one finger to bar the top two strings because it's 1, 1, and 1. It's a full bar. So you're using that finger for bottom string and that finger for both. And what that allows you to do is switch to the A by just lifting it up. So the reason we're doing it is because we're starting in an E shape. Going to the G. Going to the A. And then since you're in the A, well, okay, so your E and your G are the same. To come to the A, you just lift off. And then since you're already in that shape, instead of changing it to put your thumb, you just keep that shape and just throw that finger on the next fret. And then it's open. So it's... And if you want to explain better, go see Ant's page. He does a way better job explaining that than I do. I just could totally mess it up. Ah, cool. 27 minutes. Isn't that nice? Let's play the whole song through just because it is an awesome song. I'm so happy I figured this out. So I kind of changed up the strumming at the end. I hope you paid attention. If not, just rewind. Just to see that, show that there is different strumming at the end. So listen to the song, you'll hear it in there. There's a couple different strum patterns they do. And then during the verses, I did it twice, and I kind of changed it up a little bit each time, just to show you there is no one-way set way to do that picking. like I said, you're trying to mimic the vocals as close as possible. But other than that, you just think of it as a fill. And if you need help, you can actually just hum the vocals in your head, and it'll gradually come to your fingers to those, so you're doing the same thing. So that's it. Half-hour lesson video. I knew it was going to be a long one. That's it. That's it for me too. I'm going to bed. This will probably take 8 hours to upload, so I don't know if I'll get it all done today, but that's okay. So I'll set it on cue and it can do it as it does it. We will see you guys a couple weeks. That's usually my schedule now. Every couple of weeks I do them. Maybe Like a Virgin will be next. We'll see you guys next time. Have fun.